fixes the issue, and I'll be right back.
In here, I thought you were just like both practicing how to be stock still and your ventriloquism at the same time.
I thought it was him practicing his patience for once in his lifetime. That was
okay. All right. Hold on. Let me change the scores really quickly. Hold up. We got an update in.
The scores just say "fuck you, Max." What does that mean?
I was expecting that. I was expecting that this whole time. I'm glad to know he's still mad about how much of his cheesecake I ate.
That's so funny.
Welcome to another wonderful installment of the Idiot Brewing Company's Passing Priority, where opinions are heated, questions are made up an hour ago, and the contestants are all better at magic than me. I'm your host, Chris, and we have a very special lineup of contestants. First up, the person who ate 80% of my piece of Oreo cheesecake at producer Jordan's wedding, Wounded Satellite.
It was really good cheesecake.
Next up, a player that spits in the face of anyone who plays blue, green, or red in their commander identity, Zeb.
You making treasures, son?
And last, but certainly not least, the only person I can see top 16ing a tournament with nothing but a chicken salad sandwich and copious amounts of gaslighting, comedian.
Who?
This is a very special episode. We have none of our usual idiots on today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm very excited to kind of jump into this. But before we start off, let's go ahead. I'm going to give you guys a little chance to plug yourself. Wounded, tell the people, where can they see you? What do you want them to hear?
Hi, my name is Max Sternberg, also known as Wounded Satellite, most known for Kinnan and other Simic piece of shit grindy control strategies in the CEDH world. For CEDH coaching, you can find me on Discord to set up that. I also have a YouTube channel that might come back sometime soon called Colors Are a Crutch.
Awesome. Zeb, take it away.
Yo, hey, Zeb from Playing with Power here. Obviously, you can find me playing crazy Lotho builds on Playing with Power on our YouTube channel. You'll find me at Zeb of the Cube on X, Twitter, and then you'll find me at the MTG Cube Tutor over on Blue Sky. In my off time, I just be brewing and making weird custom Magic the Gathering sets. I made a Pikmin set recently, and now I'm working on a BioShock custom set. That's where we're at.
Heck yeah. And comedian, last but not least, please tell the people what you want them to hear.
Hey, everybody. Ian, YouTube channel, comedian MTG, also co-host the Mind Sculptors podcast. I'm a professional cEDH player and coach. I have more wins with different archetypes and, as mentioned, ham sandwiches than most players. So it's kind of my thing. Love brewing, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and jump right on into our show. For people at home who don't really know what's going on here, I've brought 3 of the greatest minds of Magic. I've got 5 subjective questions. I'm going to ask them all and ask their opinions. And our coveted algorithm is going to judge these answers and give them a point-based status. The person with the highest points at the end wins. But really, the winners are all of us at home because we get to watch them stumble over questions that they have not heard before. So 30 seconds are going to be on the clock for each player to answer these questions. Does anybody have any questions before we begin? Wonderful. I love to hear it. I'm just going to start top right because that's the closest to me and that's what I like to hear. First question, 30 seconds on the clock, Max. It started about 5 seconds ago. With unbans right around the corner, what card would you like to see unbanned to promote the health of CEDH?
I would like to see Nadu unbanned to promote the health of CEDH. I know a lot of people hate that bird. I think it's totally fine for the CEDH meta. I think it's obviously fucked up in casual. Should be a game changer and not touched in any lower tier. But for CEDH, I think it interacts with the board in a different way than any other style of deck. I think it makes people interact in different ways. And I think it promotes diversity within the meta because people have to be prepared for different styles of play. And I really, really miss my bird.
Shut up. All right. No one cares. Birds are awful. Zeb, Banhammer, what do you want to see unbanned?
Kind of the one that I've been talking about recently is just been Crypt, Mana Crypt. I think that it would be perfectly fine to bring that back in because it's essentially going to be lifting every single deck in the meta no matter what they are doing because everyone's going to play it. And it'll speed the format up a little bit more, which is something I feel like we all need.
Very interesting. Quick, concise. I love that. You still had 10 whole seconds. Alrighty then, comedian.
Sorry,
I just I lost my timer, so I'm gonna make a guess of it. You've got 30 seconds. Tell me what you want unbanned.
To be honest, I like where the meta's at right now. Don't wait, can I swear?
Yeah, you can swear. Go ahead.
Fuck
Okay,
yeah,
don't fuck
bro.
with it. I think the meta is in a really healthy spot. Jewel Lotus might be cute to increase deck diversity. That's about it. I don't think many things need to change.
Fair enough. I like it. Quick and concise, guys. I appreciate you guys. All right. Well, we're going to move on right on to question number 2. I'm going to go reverse order. So, Ian, I hope you're ready to talk again.
Oh,
there
I
are
always go
dragons.
second then.
No. Yeah, I'll trust me. I'll come back to you, Zeb. There are dragons in them hills. Which card from the most recent Dragonstorm set do you think is best for CDH?
I mean, it's Voice of Victory, dog. It's not even close. That card's fucking insane, right? Like, it's just so stupid. It's a great abolisher. It's easier to cast. It also has upside because sometimes, bodies are good. Like, yeah, it's like, it's not even a question. Yeah.
Another silence effect. God, we hate those in our Magic. Alrighty then. Zeb, go ahead and give me 30 seconds of your best Dragonstorm card.
Do we get negative points if we use the same one that someone else has already said? Or like
only in spirit.
Okay, you know what? For diversity's sake, I'm gonna say Shiko and Narset because I think that they're a very, very cool commander that has a lot of legs for tempo because they essentially give you refunds and or duplicate spells all the time, and I think that that's going to open up a very interesting little deck archetype that we might be seeing soon.
All right. Wounded, last but not least, hopefully they didn't say your answer. What's the best dragon set?
White cards suck and don't actually exist. I don't play white cards.
Sure.
So the best card is absolutely Nature's Rhythm. I want to tutor creatures into play, and I want to do it twice. And it's amazing when you're playing a deck with Gaia's Cradle where you can just go get Cloud of Fairies to untap your Gaia's Cradle and then use that mana again to go tutor Displacer Kitten and turn it into a 1-card combo to go chain off and win the game. Also, Mistrise Village is fucking hot, dude.
Yeah, I played in a tournament this weekend. Mistrise was an overachiever in that one. Well, you guys feel free, sit here, talk amongst yourselves. What's the best pet that you guys have ever owned? I'm going to go to our little algorithm, and I'm going to go ahead and get our points tallied up for the first 2 questions.
Suki's pretty damn cute. It's a pretty
That
good
really,
answer.
That was a pretty good question to ask me right here. Oh my god.
No, we didn't, little pupper.
She is just sweetest though, baby. She is the most well-known dog in CDH, I think.
That's
I think she holds
probably
that
fair.
claim.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's just a sweetie. She will be coming with me to Heisenberg.
Based. If Ouija wasn't a ball of walking anxiety, I think maybe I would have more love there. But she's just a anxious little puppo.
She's a sweetheart, though. Zeb, I was telling them about your different version of Dan Dan that's black and red. Have you continued to work on that?
Here and there. I currently just built. It's not in physical yet, but it's on my Mox field, I think. What's that stupid thing called? Hedron alignment. So it's called like Hedrandan alignment or something like that. And it's all about it's got like 20 Hedron alignments in there, and it's got Force of Wills and stuff like that. So like the whole point is just getting one in every single like zone before your opponent does, which is pretty fun.
That's absolutely hilarious. You guys did not stay on topic though, so negative aura for you guys. But good to hear that you're working on other stuff. That is really cool. I don't want that to come across bad. After the first 2 questions, though, we have a wonderful tie right here. Tied for first place, we do have Wounded, Satellite, and Zeb. Both of them at a strong start with 33 points. Everybody give them a little round of applause. Good job, guys. And don't worry, you're not that far behind, Ian, with 27 points. I'm sure the next 3 questions are going to go right in your favor. Everybody give it up for Ian. Give him a pity clap. Pity clap for Ian. Yay! Awesome. Well, Zeb, I did feel bad. You didn't get to go first either of those 2 times. But you know what? I got that fixed. Third question. New tourney, who dis? What do you think CDH will look like when top deck steps aside? You got 30 seconds on the clock.
Well, it's going to be pretty rough because we need tournament organizers really freaking bad in cEDH. And I know that outside of Top Deck, there's Rick, the other one. Whatever, I can't remember their
Spice
name
Rack?
right now. Huh?
Spice Rack.
Spice Rack. Yeah, there's Spice Rack. And I actually was just talking with some playing with Power members.
Too
about
bad you're
stuff
all
like,
done now. We're gonna go ahead and move on to comedian.
Oh, we have 30
Comedian, you have-
seconds.
yeah, that was 30 seconds.
That was like 15 seconds.
You need to get your own timer. Comedian, 30 seconds on the clock. What do you think it's gonna look like?
Yeah, I think we will actually be okay. I've been talking with a number of tournament organizers. There are other TOs who are looking to fill in the space. The Top Deck software hopefully will be passed to somebody who is more willing to use it more actively in the community. I've been talking with Excalibur events, and I know Land Goes has an invitational this year. So plenty of people are looking to purchase the software and have a bunch of events. So I'm not particularly bummed out about it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Alrighty then. Well, Wounded, what do you think? What's it going to look like when Top Deck steps aside?
I think there might be a small lull in before we have more larger events and things are back running as they were. But overall, I think we'll be better off without a bunch of bigoted targeting assholes who are obviously biased as fuck towards specific people.
Blah, 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 bang, bang, right there in the left
King of the
center.
smoke this time.
Alrighty then. We'll go ahead and get that point in here. Awesome.
It's so weird. Max has 100 points. It's
It's so
wild. Bizarre.
Very weird.
Can I just change my answer to what both of them said?
Sadly, no. You've already answered. It's recorded and it will be on YouTube for the rest of your life. Moving on, though, we're going to move on to our fourth question. This one's a little fun. I'm excited for it. So, because I'm so excited, Ian, I'm going to start with you. Without naming yourself, who is the best cEDH player you know to play the game? 30 seconds on the clock. Go.
Yikes. Honestly, it depends on the week. It fluctuates between Max and Waffle.
Well, you go ahead and figure that one out. I'm going to move on to Zeb. Zeb, without saying yourself, who's the best player in cEDH?
God. So I want to say Mike Sod because he's on my team and he's actually won some tournaments and he always just fucking like plays two steps ahead of me. But like honestly, I'd have to say Ian because I think that like I've learned the most from Ian and really have seen him just like take shit down. So yeah,
oh, sweet. You know that's
gotta
your
vote.
opponent.
You're gonna
Just
have to vote for my
you.
competitor here. I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's your competitor. I'm just reminding you. The algorithm is gonna take that into account there that you think he's better. Wounded, you got 30 seconds. Who do you think's the best player in cEDH?
If I'm not allowed to say myself, I will be stealing Zeb's answer here. While I might have a very good head-to-head record against him, I do think people have not enough respect for just how good Ian is. I think people see that he doesn't have the highest elo or he doesn't have the highest win rates, and they automatically assume that means he's not the best player. But what they aren't taking into account is he's showing up with new decks and new strategies and innovating all the time. And if he chose to just commit himself to Blue Farm or Kinnan every single tournament, he'd be fucking shit up, as has been seen from him winning multiple time twisters.
All right. Shut up. We get it. You love him. We love it. That's 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Circle jerk on Ian. Everybody jerk him off for 30 seconds. Ian, since you can't say yourself and you had a little bit of a fucked recording, you've got 30 seconds. Who do you think is the best player in cEDH?
Oh, okay. I waffled last time I said this between 3 or 4 players, between Max and Freedom Waffle and Jorman and Andy Beach. I think all of them deserve a ton of respect, and they're all players who at one time or another have absolutely impressed me with their cEDH gameplay. I can't really say one super heavily definitively, but they're all amazing players, and I respect the shit out of each and every one of them. Yeah,
fair enough. Too scared to take a stand on one single person. I will keep that in mind, or I guess the algorithm will keep that in mind. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and do another little 30-second pause. I'm going to add up these scores, tally them up on the board. If everybody could go ahead and say what your favorite type of music is. Let's treat this like a first date. You guys, talk about yourselves.
my sweet spot is when the instrumentals are incredibly heavy, but with lyrics that I can mostly understand, and then occasionally really fucking scream in my ears.
Fair. I think, yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm always gonna be a musical theater kid.
Yeah,
It's springtime.
Yeah, it's springtime for Hitler. No?
Boy, I'm so excited for the non-Magic musical theater crossover people to be like, "Excuse me,
Excuse me,
pardon."
I'm a big fan of electronica, and honestly, like it's a very fucking nerd thing to be, but like if a video game is like really good soundtrack, I'll listen to that like on repeat, especially when I'm working, because
Oh yeah,
I don't like lyrics when I'm like working.
that's so based. Like the amount of times I've been multitasking with work where I'm just like, all right, generic noise in background, stick.
Yeah.
But Chester Bennington fucking wailing into your eardrums. Oh, how can you not work to that?
No, listen. I'm down to like listen to some like Rage Against or like Chester if I'm trying to like, you know, commit a crime or whatever. But like,
like when I'm working out, it's almost always some random fucking like video game music, like the Doom soundtrack or some shit. I was like, I am shredding.
Yeah. I used to actually do that when I used to work overnights. When I was like stocking groceries and stuff, I would just be like, yeah, there would be some real angry boy shit because it would make me like throw things.
Thank you guys for your patience. I appreciate it. Some stuff mixed around on my screen, but it'll be fine on YouTube. Thank you, editing. Wounded, you got a nice 63 points to your name. That puts you in a solid second place. Everyone give Wounded a little Zeb, based on your answers, we've got you up to 66 points.
Oh the fuck! I gave a non-answer for number 3.
Here's the hurdle. It's wild. It's genuinely wild to me. You know, I talked to the algorithm. The algorithm talked back.
The algorithm just be like,
for a bit. We gone ahead, bumped you up to 66. So good job, everybody. Give an applause to Zeb, taking the lead at 66. And Ian, you got to take some more hard stances, my man. I understand you like a lot of people, but you know you're gonna have to pick one. You got 58 points though. It's still anyone's game. 58 points. Everybody give a clap to Ian. Give a clap. Good job. 58's not that bad. It really isn't. It's almost above failing grade if you're in the American English school system.
True. Yeah.
So we're going to continue on with our little break. I'm going to give you guys a chance to earn a little bit of extra credit points. Everyone loves extra credit, right? Everybody loves extra credit. Wonderful. So I know you guys
adore extra credit.
You adore extra. I love to hear that. Well, I asked you guys to go ahead and bring a pen and paper. Didn't really tell you what it's for, but now you finally get to know. You've got a minute on the clock. Please, everybody, draw me a picture of a pickle riding a unicycle in Texas. Go. And to fill the dead air, I will sit here and tell you guys everything I like about you. Zeb, I don't really know you. And when we started messaging out of the blue. You were so incredibly kind to me. Do you know that? Like I've ghost reached out to people a lot, and usually they just like hit me with a wall. But you were incredibly nice out the gate. I just want to say thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Wounded, we have a history together, you know. You sitting on my lap on my birthday trying to cheer me up after I went 0-4 in a tournament. To me,
I kissed your head.
You kissed my head. To me and you also getting drunk at a Chili's. It's always just been wonderful. And Ian, you are one of the funniest people I know. You know that? Oh. Me, you, and TK just chuckle fucking it up at the Raleigh tournament. It was honestly one of my best memories, and I appreciate that from you. But go ahead and drop your fucking pencil. Stop right now. No more drawing. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we're going to go ahead in rotational order, starting at my top right, which is now Ian. Please, I beg of you, show me your picture.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little proud of this one.
It's literally Texas. Oh my God.
One of the best pickles I have seen in my life on a unicycle. Is that a cowboy hat or a sombrero? It's a little hard to tell the difference.
It's meant to be ambiguous, you know.
To be ambiguous.
It is what it
I
is.
love that. All right, Wounded. Show me your pickle, please.
So I was going to also just put the state of Texas around mine, but did not quite get to it. Mine is a very veiny pickle that says, "I'm a fucking pickle, Chris."
Yeah, there you go. Damn, that's a tall ass unicycle.
That is a tall
Dude, it's a tall unicycle, bro.
Jesus. All right, Zeb. Show me your pickle, please.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Y'all got this, motherfucker?
Oh, that's pretty good, dude.
Really
That's pretty good.
Almost like I have an art degree or something.
I didn't know this.
Pull
before I
that
asked me
ass
this.
in 30 seconds. Goddamn, bro.
To be 100% honest, I didn't know you had an art degree. Holy moly. That was going to Ian immediately. I'm going to be 100% honest. But damn,
Zeb, can I
Zeb,
see
you
that
really
again?
blew it away. The little cow, the cow skull.
Yeah, can I see
Oh,
that again?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
amazing.
Fucking what?
Yeah,
That
dude, for
is
sure.
Goddamn,
amazing.
bro.
I got
Everybody,
cooked.
give it up for the amazing art skills. We'd love to see that.
Yeah, but it just wasn't. How could you tell it was Texas if it wasn't actually Texas? The whole state. Like, I can't compete with that. What the fuck, man? Come on. Why'd you bring Ian in here? We're not going to win this one.
Zeb, you've got it. I'm going to give 50 bonus points to you.
Excuse me? How many?
What?
It's just 50 bonus points. Congratulations, Zeb. I'm gonna do quick math.
116.
And Ian, I loved your attitude. We're gonna bump you up to 68. That was
Hell
wonderful. Wounded.
Hold on. You got to put him up one more. It's got to be nice.
Want to go?
Yeah, it's got to be nice.
I was gonna
69.
give him 1 point in the last question, but I guess we can just go to 69 right now. There we go.
There we go.
I'm actually just going to refuse to answer the last question.
No, Ian, I've
Turns
seen
out
you
not
negative
answering is
points.
worth 20 points.
I've
Fuck
seen
you.
negative points, dude. You gotta
No,
say
damn it,
something.
Yep. Wounded. Next time, please draw something that reminds me of Texas. I like the little flattery to my name, Pickle Chris. The Rick and Morty reference, very good.
Mhm.
But how am I supposed to know that pickle's in Texas? Yeah, at least got to put a cowboy hat on that motherfucker.
I mean,
Right?
It's pretty dry in here.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for that. Congratulations, Zeb, on that. I appreciate you guys' willingness to draw for me. And with that, we're going to move to the final question for the night. The final question, starting with Ian. Why should I listen to you? What is your favorite commander, and why should people play it? 30 seconds on the clock.
Experience, and also I have a history of teaching, so I know how to do that. And I think I'm the longest cEDH grinder, period. Next question, Atali. Atali is incredibly based. There are 2 modes you enter in Atali, which is when you enter the Dino binary. Are things Dino or are they not Dino? If they are Dino, you execute. If they're not Dino, you do not execute. Counter spells, not Dino. Food chain, very Dino. And that is all.
Fair enough. The why should I listen to you is just the name of the question. I just realized that's not actually part of the question. I
was like, I guess, man, I don't know.
answering it. But no, the real question is, and I'm gonna post it to Zeb because I'm tired of you going in the. Well, I guess I was gonna say tired of you going in the middle, but putting you right in the middle. What is your favorite commander, and why should people play it? 30 seconds on the clock. Go.
All right. This is pretty simple. Lotho Corrupt Sheriff. Here's why. No one expects white or black to have counter magic, but white and black, when it has access to the mad amounts of mana that Lotho can give you, allows you to interact when people are not expecting it. You also get to do some really versatile combo making that can get around under and or through interaction. It's just the blue loss does hurt a lot, but again, you're going to be able to get through that with like weird white interaction.
All right, enough. 30 seconds is done. Good job. I appreciate it. And last but certainly not least, in our hearts, Wounded, who's your favorite commander and why should people play it?
I want to tell people why they should listen to me, but my favorite commander is and will always be Kinnan Bonder Prodigy. I am incredibly biased as the Simic boy. Kinnan is the most fun and versatile deck to play in cEDH, and you get to play every phase of Magic. You can win early, you can win late, you can win in the mid-range. You have stacks, you have control, you have turbo shit. Like, you just get to do everything all at once, and it is such a fun deck to play, and none of your games feel the same. It's not a consistent play style. It's not linear. You have to be contextual. And I find that really engaging and really fun to solve that puzzle.
Alrighty then. Well, everybody, you guys have given wonderful answers this tonight. Before I tally up the final points, let's just give ourselves one of these. One of these. I love this. I love you guys. You guys have been awesome. I'm gonna go ahead, take myself out of here for a little bit. I'm gonna discuss with the guy in the back room, and I'll be back with our final scores. While I'm gone, tell me, what's the worst first date you guys have ever had?
Ooh, that's a good one. Shit. I don't know if I have a worst first date, but I have a worst first kiss. Does that count?
Nice.
Same idea.
Yeah. Right. There was this girl in college who like very much had a crush on me for a long time, and it was like one of those I'm nervous about this because she's a little crazy situations. And then we kissed, and I was like, oh no, I'm full jetpack. It was like pull out, jump out the plane with the parachute. Like, it's just not happening.
What was so bad about the kiss though?
It was like a pursed closed mouth kiss.
Oh, that's miserable.
Yeah.
I had one where it was
like
it was a girl in high school. She was all of like 4'9", tiny little thing.
Yeah.
And her way of kissing when we went in for like a slow kiss was to turn into a rapid fire machine where she was like doing the kissing motion with her mouth like 5 times a second. And it was wild. I felt like I was being eaten.
Just like a
yeah, like I don't know how to describe it. She just went in real fast. No, not pecking, not like moving her face away, like keeping her mouth up to mine, but just like doing the like lip motion rapidly.
Now I'm just like imagining the sound a golden retriever makes when it's like drinking water. Like,
pretty much. Like, it's that kind of speed of kissing, and I just wasn't ready for it as I was expecting slow smooches.
That's real tough.
Yeah, I didn't know how to react.
Yeah, my worst first date was basically thinking that I was ghosted for the first like 10.5 minutes, but it took me like 45 minutes to drive to the coffee shop we were going to meet at. So I was just like, I'll get a coffee, I guess. And then she arrived, like 15-20 minutes late and like didn't apologize and then like wanted me to pay for the drink. So I left.
Hell yeah.
That's fair.
Thank you guys for giving me some insight into your wonderful, amazing lives. I appreciate you guys. This is from me to you. You guys have been absolutely wonderful. But there can only be one winner. 2 of you will walk away losers. And I'm pretty sure if you know how to count and see numbers, you can see behind me who the actual winner is. I'm going to start bottom of the barrel. Bottom of the barrel right here. You've got Wounded Satellite. Wounded, you came off strong. You really did. But towards the end, your answers were lackluster and just left us wanting more. But still, everybody give it up for our biggest loser, Wounded Satellite. Good job, Wounded. Congratulations. 93 points. Still a high point total, I will say.
Take an A-.
Well, he started off in last place and fought his way every step of the way. We do have next up in second place, Comedian, with 127 points. Everybody give it up for Comedian. Strong answers, strong art. But sadly, it'll never be as strong as our artist down below. With 176 points, the highest point total known to man in passing priorities entire history, and will leave a monumental feat for everyone else before him to try to beat. Zeb, our big winner. Everybody give it up. Yes. Yeah. Give us a victory speech. You have 30 seconds. Tell us why you're amazing.
Y'all ain't no one in the smoke. None of them. Nope. Did that make sense? That's up to you to decide.
I do want to point out that the point difference is exactly 49 points, meaning had I won the extra credit, I would have won. Which is perhaps the only time I'm tilted this entire game.
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you guys so much. My name is Chris, and this is Idiot Brewing Company's Passing Priority. We hope to see you guys next time. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Mwah, we love you. Everybody heart the camera. Give them a little ooh. Ooh, ooh, yeah.
Ooh, woo.
Ooh.